So basically, I just created this stream just really talk about well, nothing really. I never really have anything to really talk about. I'm still talking anyways. So wanted to talk about everything and nothing, life and death and the cycle. And fear, well, this is just one stream. That's how this on my mind. To deconstruct fear in an intricate level. Um, Fear is a, I wanna say a universal thing where you see it in the animal kingdom, you see it um everywhere actually, you know. Fear is so abstract. Fear is survival. Fear is fight or flight. Fear is the great unknown. Fear is the inevitable in a way, but at the same time, it's so well. It's inevitable to certain people, depending on how you view it, because fear is something I hear this time and time again. Fear is something you need. So I wouldn't say that is something that you will all time conquer because it's something that is instinctive, you know, like you can't really get rid of it. But in some situations, it's unavoidable, on others, it's very extremely avoidable. So I just wanted to talk about fear in manageable situations, I want to say, because you can't like walk up to a gorilla or like a python and say, yo, I'm not afraid of you. Or like, I mean, I could. You're really bound to fear them, but it still have the like possibility where you could get killed by it or some like. I mean, if you don't fear death, you can't fear shit, honestly. And you know, but you still gotta have that instinct, you know. So that what I mean, like fear for some people is instinct embedded in them, and for others it's non-existent because they don't fear death. And but at the same time, they within themselves know how to fight without fear. So yeah, it's about difference. So what I was trying to say is fear. You know, like how to start this. I haven't felt fear in such a long time that it, it kind of hard to describe, honestly. I I guess fear is when like you're holding on to something for too long, or like when you're holding on to everything in general, honestly. Fear is. Hmm. Alright, so fear is something so weird. Like, how to describe it? It's like. How to describe it? To me, fear is the unknown. So, why fear the unknown when you could manage and get to know more about the unknown? You could face reality and like stop being in your comfort zone and face it, because everybody have the time, everybody had to go sometime. So it's like, why fear? I mean, we as humanity, we got so far just by hunting and trying different things. And if it was for fear, we wouldn't be able to reach so far as humanity. Fear to me doesn't exist. At a point in time, fear just becomes, like, it just becomes something else, because you can't really focus on fear after a time, after like you get to understand how things really function. Who feels it knows it, but fear is just an illusion, honestly. Fear is just out the way, you know. You gotta go out of your way to be fearful. And at that point, why you went out your way? Because why sign up for something that you wasn't ready for? Because if you sign up for that, actually knowing and experiencing what you're signing up for, you wouldn't be fearful, because you understand everything about what you're signing up for. But say you didn't sign up, you didn't understand what you're signing up for, then you'll be anxious, then you'll be fearful, then you'll have all these obstacles and variables that is designed to keep you back. I wanna say like you don't know how to swim, or you don't know how to fight, or you don't know how to drive or interact with people. Well, I guess interacting with people as well. say you don't know how to come out of your comfort zone, then you'll be fearful. But coming out of your comfort zone is something that a lot of a lot of you need a lot of how to say that, a lot of hmm, you need a lot of how to even explain that. Hold on, let's see if my mic actually working here. Yeah. You understand everything about what you're signing up for, but say you didn't sign up, you didn't understand what you're signing up for, then you'll be anxious, then you'll be fearful, then you'll have all these obstacles and variables that is behind the. Let me just put a bit more volume on this. Mm. Test, 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 test. 1, 2, 3. Test, test. Alright, that might be enough there. Alright, nice. Yeah, so what I was saying is that coming out of your comfort zone is like hmm coming out of your comfort zone is disowning everything that you've been trained to believe. Well, trained to, yeah, part of it is training to what you believe, because you're training your mind when you come out of your comfort zone to become something far more ambitious, far more greater than what you are usually used to. Becoming that person sometimes feels like you do belong. What I mean by that, at times when you get so used to one cycle and you had to switch to a different cycle without you even noticing, well, sometimes you don't notice and someone in your past life may bring it up, just like, bro, you never used to do this or do that, or and it's just like, damn, you're right. Sometimes you become so far gone that it doesn't even feel like it everything just moves so fast that it doesn't even notice. I mean, when you now start out, you'll notice every little detail, depending on what kind of person you is. But like, sometimes they don't change at all, and sometimes they change, but the change becomes so toxic and so not you that you start losing energy and all these things in the process, and it doesn't even notice. You don't even notice until some drastic event take place, or sometimes not even a drastic event. Sometimes it just, you're just depressed, or like you're just stuck in a hole, or no one will tell you that XYZ and you need to better yourself. Because at the end of the day, sometimes, I don't know, it's just life, I guess. People don't really care to really say anything. Sometimes they do care, and you're stuck within yourself so deeply that you can't even hear a single word uttered out of their mouth. Sometimes they doesn't even see what really taking place. You don't see it or hear. All your senses become so muted and so stifled and so it's like you're stuck in a rabbit hole and you don't know how to come out. It's like you become the new person, and the new person becomes something else within itself, and you just lost control and you just crush everything. Sometimes it doesn't even crash. Sometimes it's just like um you're just stuck. The car break down and you're trying to hitchhike and no vehicles passing for you because they don't want you. And I just had to try to fix back the vehicle, try to fix back the car, try to fix back your life for yourself without any kind of training, because no one. So you just like you had to learn engineering. Well, not really engineering, but you had to find the foundation blocks and the basics to rebuild yourself or rebuild the vehicle, rebuild your life. Sometimes that'll be very difficult. Sometimes you just wanna lay back and, but sometimes the laying back does do more harm than good. Sometimes not studying it does just destroy you even more, floods the engine. Sometimes I watch the great masters and I just be like, wow, like how can you live like that, without really thinking, without really analyzing stuff, without really like, I know what I mean, and like how I find that impossible. Like, oh my god, like, I mean, they probably went through what I've been through too, and they just don't care. They just don't care to like innovate themselves to fix back the car. They rather just walk. They rather just stay in their flip flops and walk until they reach a destination, or until they find until they hitchhike a vehicle that likes how they move, I guess. Like they find their calling in a way. But was that really their calling if they just accepted that they are so deeply like incomplete? I mean, you leave the vehicle at the side of the road, you leave your life. Well, you didn't really fix it back. You just took the easy way out. You just hitchhiked and ignored your problems. And like, how long will that sustain you for? You know, like how long before you go back to the old habits, or like a temporary fix could never fix a car. You know what I mean? Like you can't put duct tape on an engine and expect it to run for the next 10,000 miles or wherever. You need a more sophisticated and hard labor intensive thing, you know what I mean? Like fear is a deeply ingrained abstract feeling, because if you don't try to fix what is the problem, then you all the time have fear, because you skipped, you didn't try to fix the vehicle, you just fucking catch a car and you went you went your way. How you expect to learn and innovate if you just skip the problem? Like how? Then you wanna put that image like you fearless and this and that. No. No, 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 no. The more you face it, the more you grow. You know what I mean? The more your mind becomes more stronger. You know, the more your mind becomes more something that it was meant to be, the more your mind becomes ingrained with destiny and everything great within it. And fear is just one aspect of the human mind. There are many other aspects that even have aspects that you don't even know about. There are different triggers, different how to say that, different triggers, different sequences of events that need to happen in order for you to learn and innovate yourself. You might know time testing you just by design, you know. The mind is so face your problems, and your problems, I mean, your problems will be multiplied but it will be worth it since the multiplication will help. I mean, since oh, what I was saying, what am I saying? Face your problems to make your mind stronger. Within the process, you might get more problems, but you will be ready to face them. It's just like exercising and eating good. You know, through the exercise, through eating good, your body fights off, it builds up an immunity to certain things. And, you know, you wouldn't get sick as easily as before. I mean, same thing with fear. Fear is just impulses to certain things. Fear is just impulses to the unknown. Fear is just bullshit. I mean, I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that I am this all fearless being, but I live in fear when I could just live. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, all time have room for innovation. It will all time have space for innovation. If you have fear, look at fear as something that you need. Look at fear as something to face. Look at fear as something that is just another level. That's how I had to start to look at it as well. You know? I mean, it's something kinda difficult to do when I'm not used to it, but as I say, consistency is something that is needed as well. Bit by bit, everything becomes more aligned as long as you're more consistent within doing it. You know? So, moving forward, I will share my experiences disconstructing fear by just doing what I just said, being consistent and facing facts and reality. So next stream, whenever that will be, I will state how that experience went and state facts because the lie is just bullshit. Lies is just alternate realities that what the fuck are you saying? Lies is shit. Lies is just setbacks to reality. So till next time. Yeah.